Hello everyone, Sheila back again. Welcome to my channel. I'm sitting knitting as usual. I'll be going out earlier today than what I normally do. It's my bingo night tonight. I don't usually go out till 6:30, but me and my friend are going to meet a couple of friends that we haven't seen for a couple of years since the lockdown things all started, and we stopped going to this local pub we used to go to for a quiz. We used to have a quiz on a Monday night. Used to be a bit quiz and a bit bingo, and there was always food, food laid on that. We used to go there every Monday. We used to win quite a few times as well, but it all stopped when the COVID thing started and all the lockdowns, and it's never started up again. And there's new people in the pub now, and it has opened up once or twice, but there was a lot of like young people getting in, and a lot of like drugs and things like that, and none of us would ever go back there again after that. But it started up again with some new management. My friends and all the other people that used to go, the other teams and that, because we are in touch with the other teams and all that, and they all said they wouldn't go back again, because the girl that used to do the quiz, Sharon, that was her name. We always used to have a good laugh because she was a right scatterbrain, and sometimes she used to ask us a question, during the quiz. She used to ask the question and then give us the answer at the same time, and she didn't realise, when she said, Sharon, you've just given us the answer to that question. And she said, oh God, what am I going to do? I'll have to find another question. We say, doesn't matter, Sharon, doesn't matter, just give us all a point. We've all got it right because you gave us the answer. And that's the kind of laugh we used to have, because some of the answers to some of the questions, you've no idea. They used to ask questions about things at one side of the world, and the answers used to be for the other side of the world. And we actually used to have a turkey thing, that if anybody had a really stupid question, they used to have to wear it on their head, and we used to take their photograph. I had photographs. I'll have to hunt them out sometime and show them on the thing, because quite a few times the answers were ridiculous sometimes, but we always used to enjoy that. But with the girl Sharon not doing it anymore, because she's got another job, because she worked in the pub, but she's not there anymore, and it's just will not be the same. It'll not be the same with the same teams, and all of us that used to go there, we all knew each other, and we all used to meet there every Monday night. But anyway, there's a couple that we used to go, used to join our team now and again. Me and my friend are going to meet them before the bingo. We're going to have a meal in this other pub, and then go on to the Union Jack, where we have our bingo night. But in the meantime, I'm trying to get a little bit knitting done. I've hardly done any knitting since I finished that black cardigan, and I'm glad I finished it when I did, because the heat has just been terrible. I was trying to knit, and my hands were the sweat was just running off my hands. I just could not do any knitting. I ended up, I had to give up. But since the temperature dropped, we got up to where I live, I think someplace, it wasn't where I was, it was only about 35, I think, where I was, but somewhere else, Newcastle, we actually got up to 36.1, the temperature, which is very high for this part of the country. We never ever get temperatures like that, and we're not used to it. So I couldn't get on with anything. I couldn't get no knitting done. I just actually gave up trying to knit. But Tuesday was the worst, and I think I was trying to knit this the turquoise one. I was trying to knit that on Tuesday, and I had to give up, and the heat made you tired as well, and I think I ended up going to bed early, about 10:30, because I think I was so tired with the heat and that. And well, I don't usually go to bed before midnight, so, and then when I go to bed around about midnight, I usually wake up around about 6, between 6 and 7 the next morning. I usually have a good night's sleep. But going to bed early, it wasn't my usual routine, and the heat and that, I did woke up about 1 o'clock in the morning and couldn't get back to sleep again. And I woke up because I was so hot and only had a sheet over me, and I took the sheet off and I still couldn't get to sleep. So I ended up early that day, but the temperature really dropped the next day. By Wednesday it was down to, I think it had dropped about 15 degrees for us. We were down to about 20 degrees, I think, which I was so relieved about. But I was going to my granddaughter's, but I didn't get there because I didn't get there on Sunday either, because a couple of the boys had been sick before the Sunday. They had been at school, one of them had been sent home from school, and the little one, I think, had been sick at the nursery. So Cheryl said she thinks they must have a sickness bug or something like that. But I was going to go on the Sunday. We thought we were okay on the Sunday, but Cheryl messaged me and said that the oldest boy, Frankie, was being sick. So she says, I wouldn't take a chance on coming here, Nana. She says, if it's a sickness bug, I don't want you to get it. So we waited. I said, I'll probably see you on Wednesday. But Cheryl rang me on Tuesday, I think it was, and said that both her and Craig were down with this sickness thing. She says they were being sick every 15 minutes, something like that. I think must have been awful. But she says, I said, well, there's no way I'm coming down tomorrow. We'll have to wait until everybody's okay. There's no way I want to catch that. So I haven't been anywhere this week apart from doing my little bit shopping. So I'll be glad to get out today to meet some other people and then our bingo. So I had a lot more time at home. I could have done knitting, but I just couldn't get it done for the heat. But I'm doing a little bit of Rhiannon's. I've got the back finished and I'm up one of the sides. But I had done a little bit this morning. I've been catching up on some of my other ones. And this is the blue one that I was doing. I finished all the pieces because I had done a PDF for this one, but I hadn't actually knitted. I'd only knitted pieces that I needed to do to work out the PDF, to make sure I had the the shaping for the armholes and everything, and the shaping for the sleeves and that all right. So I knitted the other two pieces for it because I had done the back, one of the sleeves and one of the fronts. So I finished the other front and the other sleeve, and I put the neck on and I've started sewing it up. But I did that this morning, and that was until lunchtime. That was how far I got. I have to sew up the sides and put the bands on, and that one is spoken for. So a lady's has already said she wants this when I finish it, so it'll not be going on my shop. So I got a little bit of that done, and that's what I'm going to try and finish some of these ones that I have, like I did with that multicoloured one, the pink and blue one. Try to finish some other ones that I have in my bag, because the turquoise one here, I have got that one done up to the armholes. You can't see I've got the needle all the way through it. I got up to the armholes there, and I'm doing a little video to do to show how it's made and that, and then I'll probably do a PDF afterwards. But I've got up to finished the shaping on the armholes, and now I'm just going to knit straight up to the shoulders. So it'll be about 8.5 inches from the in sleeve, this one. So it'll be 8.5 inches from the armhole shaping up to the shoulders. So I'll do a little bit of that, or a bit of that one tonight when I get back in from my bingo, and seeing it's a lot cooler, I can do a lot more knitting than I was doing before. And I'm glad I got the black one finished before all this really hot weather, because I've sent it off to Claudette, and she's messaged me today and she said it's a perfect fit, so I'm happy about that, because I was worried I thought it might have come out a little bit big, but because I wasn't used to knitting with that yarn. But she said it was a perfect fit and she's happy with it, so I'm happy. And I am still trying to find out that buy me a coffee thing. I have been on that site umpteen times and I cannot find where the money goes, how the money is to go into the Stripe account. That's what you have with it. They used to let you have PayPal on with it, but for some reason they stopped that, and I would rather have PayPal. But I keep going into the when you click on certain things on it, it takes you to the Stripe, and it has the payments and all. It has a lot of information on there saying that if you're a first time, if you've just started the account, it can take 7 to 14 days. Well, it was the 7th of July, I think, when I started that Buy Me a Coffee thing, and it is taking a long time to show the actual payments, how much I have in that account that I can claim. If it's 7 to 14 days, it should be shown by now, but it hasn't. So I think as soon as it does show, I'm going to take out what's in it and delete the thing, because I do not like it. Just stick with the PayPal. And the PayPal's better anyway for if I'm doing any orders or anything and anyone has to pay anything, it's easier they can just pay with the PayPal instead of me having to send them my bank details and all that. Because I have put I put a link to the PayPal on my channel. And hope I'm lucky tonight. Been lucky the last couple of weeks that me and my friend have been going there. We've both been winning, so I hope it stays that way and we get lucky tonight as well. And only last week the diversions were on again. I did have a long way back home again. But I know that diversion off by heart. I don't have to look for the signs because I've been through it that many times. It's supposed to be whatever they're doing. They're widening the roads on the A1, widening the lanes, I think, or adding an extra road. I'm not sure actually what they're doing. But it's supposed to be finished by August. I cannot see it being finished by August, but I'm hoping it does because I am sick of these diversions. Normally, when I leave my friend, I drop my friend off and I get onto the A1 from where she lives, and I'm home, and from getting onto the A1, I'm home in about 20 minutes. But with these diversions, it's double that time. It takes me about 40 minutes because it takes a really long roundabout way to get. Well, it's the diversions are taking you back to the A1. But when I think about it, really, I don't need to go back to the A1. There are other ways I can get home, but I could get lost, so I've got to stick with the diversions. So that's my little bit for today, and I'll be off. It is actually nearly 3:30 now, and I'll be leaving at 4:20. I normally leave at 6:30, but I'm leaving at 4:20 to get to my friend's for 5:10 to pick her up, and then get up to this other pub that we're going to for a meal for 5 o'clock to meet these other friends. So it'll make a change. Someone else to talk to. And I did make a pattern. I'm going to show you the pattern that I made. This is my pattern for for that little, the 26-inch cardigan that I did, and I've printed it out. All the instructions on. The only trouble is, when I use the actual PDF to print it out, I've got a picture on the other side. It prints the picture upside down, and I've tried always. So the instructions, you have to turn them up, you know, the pattern like that. You have to turn it up like that to read the instructions. So what I did was, I just printed out the actual instructions on one side of the paper and printed the picture separate, and I had to turn the picture upside down to get it to come the right way. So I've worked it out, and that's my pattern for my friend, because she wants to knit that cardigan that I made for her granddaughter, who, if you remember, I put a red one right for her recently. I only hope I don't end up with this one as well to put right for her. But I told her it's a very easy pattern, there's nothing to it. So that's what I've been doing with my patterns. I'm going to try to sort out, I'm going to try to put the patterns, the one I'm doing at the moment, this one here, I'm not going to put it into PDF format until I have finished the 2 that I have to do for Rhiannon. But the pattern, I have been making it from a 16-inch to a 24-inch. So there'll be 16, 18, 20, 22 and 24, all in one pattern. So after I've done the 2 for Rhiannon, I'm going to knit the other sizes, because I do need to knit them before I can work out all the measurements and everything on them. And then I'll put it all in one PDF. So if anybody wants this one, it'll go from size 16 to 24. That was just a little bit more information, and I'm back to my knitting. I've got probably not quite an hour to do a little bit knitting before I go out. So thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll catch up with you another time. So bye for now.